And welcome to 12 News at 10. Tonight, the only surviving child of convicted killer Lori Vallow Daybell is speaking out for the first time since his mother was sentenced to life in prison for crimes she committed right here in Arizona. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra sat down with Colby Ryan, an exclusive interview, opened up about his mom and a life-threatening illness that he's also dealing with, Gabby.
Well, Troy, at the final and most recent sentencing for Lori Vallow Daybell, we heard from her estranged son, Colby Ryan, who was noticeably missing from the courtroom that day. He gave his statement virtually, not because he didn't want to be there, but because he was fighting a rare disease that almost took his life. Trapped in a new normal.
Probably one of the most out-of-body experiences where you're stuck in your body with no control.
That's how Colby Ryan woke on July 18th, 4 days after an outdoor run led to a life-threatening illness.
It's as simple as going around some dirt, which literally I ran through the dirt trail right by our house a few days before.
A severe headache, multiple mini strokes, and dozens of tests later. Ryan says doctors diagnosed him with a complication of valley fever.
It's supposed to stay in your lungs. And instead of staying here, it said, let me go see what's going on in your brain.
It's called coccidial meningitis, an extremely rare prognosis found in about 1% of people with valley fever.
Being the 1% of the unlucky feels normal a little bit at this point.
Ryan lost his family in 2019 at the hands of his mother, Lori Vallow Daybell. Vallow Daybell will be behind bars for the rest of her life after killing her children, Tylee and JJ, and conspiring to kill her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, and her niece's ex-husband, Brandon Boudreaux. On the last day of his hospital stay, Ryan virtually participated in Vallow Daybell's most recent sentencing.
Having to give the impact statement while you weren't feeling good, while you're in a place that's unfamiliar, what was going through your mind? How were you feeling?
I think it was hard because I didn't want to look vulnerable in front of Lori. I know that sounds weird, but I didn't really want to give her that in that moment.
Mr. Ryan, if you want to unmute yourself.
Ryan tells me he wanted to be in the courtroom.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, sir.
And would have turned his camera on if he knew it was allowed. Instead, he confidently read his impact statement from his hospital bed.
Quite frankly, I believe that Lori Vallow herself is the family tragedy.
His words echoing through the speaker, touching everyone in the courtroom.
I was prepared, but it's always still really hard. Like, you could easily, like in any other setting, I could talk about Tylee and JJ or like my family or anything like that, and not every time I'm gonna be triggered to like cry. But every time I'm like reading a statement, it's just so real in that moment, and you're talking to that person, and that's hard. And I feel like a part of me wanted to be there, and then maybe there's a reason why I wasn't. But I felt like I said what I needed to say, and that was it. I just tried to close the book on it.
Do you plan to talk to Lori at any point going forward?
No, there's just no reason. And the reason is because there's no rationality between talking to her. When you speak to her, you're not really talking to a normal person. And so there's nothing that I'm gonna get from her, even if there was an apology. There would be nothing that's satisfying or like, okay, I'm good. Like, I just learned to move on without needing that.
As Ryan moves on from this chapter,
the hardest part about it is that you feel some relief that you don't have to keep reliving it, but it doesn't change anything. And that, yes, justice does change, but you don't get anything back.
he's also navigating new challenges.
Right now, I'm just taking it day by day.
Ryan says doctors don't yet know how long the fungus will stay in his brain.
I want to just go right back to normal. I just don't feel normal. Like I told you, the brain fog, like I'm just like missing a step right now. So I've been trying to figure that out. I want to take my recovery really seriously because I know if I rush out of it, who knows what's going to happen.
He may be battling the illness for the rest of his life, but it's a battle he's taking on with one of the darkest periods of his life now over.
It's not going to keep coming up and reopening every one of those wounds. You can actually move past it. So that's the best part about it for me.
Ryan tells me he's headed back to the doctor this week where he'll learn more about the next steps in his recovery. Reporting in studio, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
You know, he has his own children now, Gabby. I can't imagine the trauma of knowing that your mother committed these heinous acts, you know, killing your own siblings or step-siblings.
He has 3 kids, and I think he's just trying to move forward, closing the book on what's been a long few years of these court cases and just trying to move on.
Yeah, and take care of his health at the same time, right? Gabby, thank you. A woman's in custody accused of stabbing 2 people in South Phoenix. This happened 4:30 this afternoon near 19th Avenue in Southern. No word on exactly what led to the incident, but police say the woman stabbed 2 different men. They're both in the hospital. One of them has life-threatening injuries. Police say the immediate area will stay closed as they continue that investigation. A 3-year-old child has died after being pulled from a swimming pool. This happened last week. Scottsdale police say the child was found unresponsive in a pool. This was last week at an apartment complex near Scottsdale and McDowell Roads. Crews performed life-saving measures on the child before taking him to a nearby hospital. Unfortunately, officials say the child didn't make it and died at that hospital. And Ahwatukee Elementary School announces they are going remote just one day before the scheduled first day of school. Kyrene de la Sierra Elementary School says some roof construction led to high particulate levels in the air, and they can't let students inside their buildings, so those students will have to stay home for the beginning of the year. The campus is now closed, in fact, all the way through fall break in October, and students will begin the school year online tomorrow. The school says weekend air tests showed that elevated particulates were there, not necessarily dangerous, but they're still waiting for final results, and those could take days, they say. So if students show up in person tomorrow, the school still plans to provide transportation and supervision until a parent or guardian is reached. The school says they plan to provide more information about technology support tomorrow. Big temperatures for the beginning of August, and there is no relief in sight. Chris Dunn is here with more. Chris?
Yeah, Troy, we just did the story about back to school. Back to school and high heat like this, it doesn't usually go together, but here in Arizona, it does. Extreme heat warning has now been extended through Friday. In case you've been unplugged over the weekend, yes, the National Weather Service did extend this whole heat warning all the way through Friday. This one over the Grand Canyon goes until Tuesday at 8 p.m. Meanwhile, in the valley right now, it is still hot at this hour. Temperature 101 in Phoenix right now at 10 o'clock. 100 in Avondale, 99 in Buckeye, 97 in Maricopa, and 91 in Apache Junction. We hit 112 today. Yesterday's high was 114, a new record. We did not set a record today. 4 degrees off of that mark. 106 is normal, by the way, and that's what the normal will be for the week ahead. 117 is the hottest we have ever recorded in the month of August. I know it may be hard to believe, but 117, the hottest it's ever been in Phoenix in the month of August, has happened 4 times. We could hit that mark, and we could surpass that mark. Here are your forecast highs tomorrow: 112 in Phoenix, 114 Gila Bend, Bullhead City at 111, and Flagstaff at 88. And even in Flagstaff, you'll be making a run at 90 degrees this week. The extreme heat warning and the weather impact alert runs through Friday. Extreme heat 112 to 118, lows around 90. Take it easy, avoid the heat of the day. I'll have the big numbers and how hot it will get coming up with your 7-day forecast. Troy?
All right, Chris. Yeah, possible hottest August day ever. That is not great news for us or for fire crews who are making some progress on a wildfire. This one apparently caused by an accused drunk driver. You don't hear about that very often. This is up northwest of the valley. It's the Kirkland fire. It's now 35% contained. It's burned just over 900 acres near Baghdad Road, and that's close to 2 communities there in Yavapai County. County officials say it started on Friday afternoon when a man drove for 3 miles on just the metal rim of his car because he hit into an embankment and the tire shredded away. The sparks from the rim started several fires along the roadway, and that caused this fire. So set evacuation status for people living in these areas. Residents will continue to be on set status throughout the night. The driver was arrested for DUI, reckless burning, and endangerment. And County Road 96 is open now, though, in both directions. Meantime, the Dragon Bravo fire, burning for nearly a month on the Grand Canyon's North Rim, has burned over 116,000 acres, and that makes it one of the biggest wildfires ever in Arizona. Officials say it's hovering around 12% containment, up from 8% on Friday. Several buildings on the North Rim, including the historic Grand Canyon Lodge, have been destroyed, and all activities at the North Rim have been canceled for the rest of the summer season.